Hey Scrapper Names fans, welcome back to another process video. I have a 12 by 12 layout here for you today using a cut file from the exclusive Kitaholic Kits cut file subscriber things. Good words. And today I'm using mainly the Coco Vanilla Studio Legendary Collection. However, the backing pieces of my cut file are from, I think it's Crate Paper Cool Kid, I think from memory. I kind of am hoarding my 12 by 12 pieces of pattern paper from the Legendary Collection because I really like them and I didn't want to cut into every single one of them to make this cut file backed. Anyway, so I have gone with this pattern paper because out of the other one that was there, my photo is not one that I would usually use, as in it is black and white. I think from memory it wasn't a great photo, but I wanted to just give it a try and see mix it up a little bit, using a black and white photo. However, had to be careful on the background paper I used because there was one that I really liked, which is sort of sitting off to the side a little bit there underneath the cut file, but it was too dark with the photo. And even if I put like a photo mat, it probably wouldn't go too well. And then some of the other white background patterns paper in the collection just didn't fit very well. This one has some nice darker tones in the pattern on it, and it just seems to make the photo stand out that little bit better. So what I end up doing is, as you can see here, I do create some photo layers using some cut apart pieces as well as a scrap piece of that mixed media looking blue kind of washed background one paper at the bottom. I had that small square left and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to use it to mat my photo as such. I didn't want your typical photo mat. I've already matted the photo onto some white cardstock just to give it a bit of a border to make it pop a little bit more. But I just thought I wanted to do some different photo layers, paper layers, my goodness, sorry, words. So that's what I've done here. So the smaller cutout pieces are actually from a cut apart from the collection, the Legendary Collection. And as I said, that larger blue piece is just a scrap piece of the I had left over from where I cut into the 12 by 12 paper. So just lining it up with the cut file as well. I was going to put the cut file at the bottom, but it just didn't work very well with the photo. We're sort of looking up and into the middle. So I just thought for sort of directional purposes, it looked better that way. Now, I do, as you can see, I outline where all the papers are going so that because I tried to, I think, pick them up and staple them and it just wouldn't work. It kept moving and so I have to layer them one by one. And I didn't want to stuff my layers up because I really liked the way it looked, as you can see here. So I just used some double-sided tape and I'm just going to layer them down according to, as much as I can, the little pencil markings I had made. Now, I do have a bit of a debate with myself here as to whether or not I know I wanted to add some dimension either using the photo or using the cut file. In the end, as you can see here, I used the cut file. Backing this one onto craft foam was a very tedious process because my craft foam doesn't have the adhesive on the back of it. So I have to go through and put little bits of tape all over the cut file, then cut the pieces of foam out, and so forth and so forth. And as you can see, I save you the drama of watching that painstaking process. So there's an up close of it all layered. It just adds a little bit of shadowing with the words there, with the letters, and just gives that pop because I knew I wouldn't have too many dimensional type embellishments because I knew I was using what's around me on my desk and they're not really any sort of dimensional ones. So I could pop them up on foam, which I may do, but at the end of the day, I don't have, flare badges or chipboard or anything like that to go on there. So I always try and make sure, if I can, to have something pop on my page up a little bit just for interest's sake. That's just a personal style type preference, I guess. Yeah. All right, so now I'm going to start to play around with what I want on my page and where it's going to go. Oh, sorry. Now, in the kits, for Kitaholic kits this month, is some chipboard, as well as some acrylic pieces. And this chipboard piece says Celebrate. Now, again, because of the photo, it wasn't standing out enough. So I decided to bring in a little bit more yellow. Which you'll see probably better in close-ups, one of those pattern papers that I've used as a paper layer has some yellow on it. There's some yellow in the backing and the cut file. So I'm just adding a little bit more yellow just to get a little bit of bright colouring to the page. And I did have some paint left over on my brush and whatnot, so I actually outlined the Totally Wicked. Oh no, I think I just did Totally, and at the bottom of the photo with some yellow brush strokes. Again, just felt the need to do it, not waste the paint. I like this yellow in the Dylusions paints. I think it's really vibrant. Yeah, so I just thought I'd added something a bit different to the page as well. So I'm using a mix of embellishments. At the moment, this is the die cuts from the Legendary collection. And I'm just playing around with little tiny, I guess, clusters around where things are going to go without it looking overcrowded. I had to be mindful too when using a pattern paper like this background that it doesn't look too busy because there's lots of pattern on there. Well, I think it's triangles or something like that. And whilst it's only the one pattern, there's lots of it. So I just wanted to make sure that things didn't clash or get lost or just were too crazy and your eyes are sort of darting all over the page. So when I built my clusters, I tried to build them with some solid type pieces. So like down the bottom there that I just added that, I think, Stay Wild and the circular bear face. It's not a perfect circle, but it's that shape. So it just sort of, I feel, grounds that section of the layout a little bit more. That could seem completely crazy to some, but to me it just seemed to work for my eyes. And then I just bring in some of these stars. And I go with I think I go with the rule of 3. Oh, that's not a star. Sorry, that's a flower. But I do go with the rule of 3, I think, for most of this layout with things like the stars, trying to just put them in that 3 triangular-y type pattern if I can. I was trying to find the perfect journaling piece to put over this yellow. It was too just stark white, like there was yellow pops through it and patterns, but it still was really white. So I wanted something to sort of break that a little bit, and I was looking for the perfect journaling piece but could not find one the right size to fit on there that wouldn't take up the whole piece of pattern paper, but, you know, cut it a little bit, broke it a little bit. So I think in the end I end up using a label on there from the kit, from the printables. Just adding, I think these are some florals. I'm not adverse to adding flowers to a boy layout. These flowers are a nice blue and orangey red colour, so it fits in really well with the colour scheme of the layout. But, you know, flowers, I probably wouldn't use really nice soft pinks and things like that unless I broke it up a little bit with something more a masculine type colour. But, yeah, I don't. Flowers, they're okay. They add that soft touch to it as well, to a page, I think, regardless of what colour they are. So just fiddling around with some bits and pieces. I don't even know. Have I stuck my photo down? I don't know if I saw myself stick my photo down. That would be silly. And I think I'm just adding, I think there was some words from the printables as well that I decided to add. It's kind of a new thing at the moment, is adding word phrases and stickers and things to my pages. Yes. So that's what's going here, and that's just another cluster to move your eye around the page a little bit. Again, that sort of triangular direction in essence. Upside down though. Oh no, here are my words, some of the words I'm adding. So I hope that we are all doing well. As I say in most of my videos, depending on where you are. I know some countries, if I've got some overseas ones, but people watching, make sure you are staying as safe as you can and as well as you can. For us here in Australia, I'm not completely convinced, but anyway, we're doing okay. But yeah, so I've had the pleasure of being off for the last 2 weeks, I guess you could call it. It's been a bit crazy. Homeschooling started back yesterday, and it's just getting your head around some of the concepts that are being taught to children. But yes, I'm doing well. I'm trying to get some scrapping in before I get back to work next week and get some videos happening. So this will be fairly consistent this week. I think this will be the third video for this week going to plan. And yeah, we'll be at the beginning of May. Holy moly. 2020, hey? It's been a ride. But yeah, so hopefully I can keep this going for my lovely followers. Thank you so much for subscribing and watching my videos. I do like popping on and seeing new subscribers and what people are liking and those sorts of things. It is really good to see. So I really appreciate it. Now, where am I up to? Babbling on. Yes, so I decided that even though I had the background paper, something was missing, and I didn't want gold splatters, so I've gone with this like turquoise from Kaiser Craft. This one that I'm trying to splatter is an old Heidi Swap Colour Shine one. It does not work very well. I don't know if I didn't shake it properly or if it's just had its use by date. I've had it in my stash for a while. It was one of a few things I brought early on when I started playing with sprays and things. So yes, but then I've got this Kaiser Craft one and it works quite well. And it went all right on the page. The close-ups you'll see, they're subtle without, so without sort of making a mess of everything with the background already having all those triangles and things on them. But yeah, I do like how it turns out. I thought about adding some enamel dots, but again, I just wanted something a bit sparkly on this page, just to add a bit of brightness. So I've got some close-ups here. Oh, that's right, I added some Vicky Bouton piece stickers, puffy stickers as well that were in the kit. That happy heart and little hearts and things there. They are from Vicky Bouton. So yeah, I really, as I said, I appreciate everyone who watches and either gives me a thumbs up or comments or even new subscribers. So yeah, keep it up. Thank you so much, and I will see you again real soon. Thanks for stopping by. See ya.
Artlist.io